John F. Kennedy's life story explained in 1 minute. John F. Kennedy was born in 1917 into a wealthy Boston family. He graduated from Harvard and seemed destined for an easy life. But World War II changed everything. In 1943, Kennedy's Navy boat PT-109 was destroyed by a Japanese ship in the Pacific. Despite a serious back injury, he saved his crew by swimming for hours to safety, becoming a war hero. After the war, Kennedy entered politics, but struggled with constant health problems that he kept secret. His charm and good looks helped him win a Senate seat, then the presidency in 1960. As president, Kennedy faced the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, bringing the world to the edge of nuclear war. His calm leadership prevented disaster. He also launched America's mission to reach the moon. On November 22, 1963, Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, shocking the entire world. Kennedy inspired millions with his vision of public service and American idealism. His legacy shows how one person can change history through courage and leadership. Winston Churchill's life story explained in 1 minute. Winston Churchill was born in 1874 to a wealthy British family. He became a soldier and war reporter, fighting in India and Sudan before entering politics as a young member of parliament. For decades, Churchill switched political parties and made costly mistakes that damaged his reputation. During the 1930s, he warned Britain about the growing Nazi threat when everyone ignored him. Politicians called him a warmonger, and his career seemed finished. But in 1940, when Germany invaded Europe and Britain faced its darkest hour, Churchill suddenly became prime minister. His powerful speeches like, "We shall never surrender," inspired the British people during brutal bombing attacks. Churchill formed a crucial friendship with President Roosevelt, convincing America to join the war effort. His leadership helped unite the Allies against fascism and secure victory in 1945. The man everyone had written off as a failure became the voice that saved democracy when freedom hung in the balance. Churchill's story proves that sometimes the world's greatest leaders emerge from the most unlikely failures. George Washington's life story explained in 1 minute. George Washington was born in 1732 to a Virginia planting family. As a young soldier in the French and Indian War, he suffered crushing defeats that taught him valuable lessons about leadership and strategy. When the American Revolution began, Washington reluctantly accepted command of the Continental Army. After a series of losses, his desperate crossing of the Delaware River on Christmas night 1776 saved the entire revolution with a surprise victory. When the war ended, Washington shocked the world by giving up his military power and returning to his farm. King George III called him the greatest man alive for this act. In 1789, he became America's first president, setting precedents still followed today. He established the cabinet system, peaceful transfer of power, and the two-term tradition. In 1796, his farewell address warned against political division and foreign entanglements. Once again, Washington voluntarily gave up power, proving democracy could work. Washington's story shows how surrendering power twice made him the father of modern democratic leadership worldwide. Harry S. Truman's life story explained in 1 minute. A failed hat shop owner from Missouri became president and made the most important decision in human history. Harry Truman was born in 1884 on a farm in Missouri. He never went to college and struggled in business. His hat shop went bankrupt, leaving him in debt for years. But Truman found his calling in local politics. He worked his way up from county judge to senator through honest hard work. In 1944, Franklin Roosevelt surprised everyone by picking the unknown Truman as his running mate. Just 82 days into his vice presidency, Roosevelt died. Truman suddenly became president with no briefing on America's secret weapon. He had to decide whether to drop the atomic bomb on Japan to end World War II. After agonizing over the choice, Truman ordered the bombing. The war ended, but the nuclear age began. He then led America through the early Cold War with the Marshall Plan and Berlin airlift. In 1948, everyone predicted his defeat, but Truman shocked the world with an upset victory. The ordinary man from Missouri proved extraordinary leadership comes from character, not credentials. Cleopatra's life story explained in 1 minute. Did you know the most powerful woman in history spoke 9 languages and nearly conquered Rome? Cleopatra became Queen of Egypt at 18 and immediately faced threats to her throne. When her brother tried to overthrow her, she made a desperate move. She smuggled herself to Julius Caesar, rolled inside a carpet. This bold first meeting sparked both a romance and political alliance that saved her kingdom. Together they had a son, and Cleopatra gained Rome's protection. After Caesar's assassination, she partnered with Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful generals. Their combined forces nearly conquered the Roman Empire, but at the Battle of Actium, their navy was crushed by Octavian's fleet. This single battle decided the fate of the ancient world. Facing capture, Cleopatra chose death over defeat, ending her life with a poisonous snake bite. Her suicide marked the end of pharaoh rule forever. Cleopatra wasn't just a seductress, she was a brilliant politician who spoke multiple languages and almost changed Western civilization. Her intelligence and charisma made her history's ultimate power player. Nikita Khrushchev's life story explained in 1 minute. Nikita Khrushchev was born in 1894 to a poor peasant family in rural Russia. He worked as a coal miner before joining the Communist Party during the Russian Revolution. Khrushchev survived Stalin's brutal purges by staying loyal and ruthless. He climbed through party ranks, becoming a trusted ally of the dictator. After Stalin's death in 1953, Khrushchev outmaneuvered his rivals to become Soviet leader. In 1956, he shocked the world by secretly denouncing Stalin's crimes, beginning a new era. But Khrushchev's biggest test came in 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. For 13 terrifying days, he and President Kennedy brought the world to the brink of nuclear war before both leaders stepped back. Khrushchev launched the space race, putting the first satellite and human in orbit, humiliating America. He built the Berlin Wall and expanded Soviet influence worldwide. But his bold reforms and erratic behavior worried party leaders. In 1964, his own comrades removed him from power in a surprise coup. Khrushchev's rise from peasant to superpower leader defined the Cold War's most dangerous decade. Abraham Lincoln's life story explained in 1 minute. Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809 in a one-room log cabin in Kentucky. His family was poor, and he had less than 1 year of formal schooling. But Lincoln taught himself to read and write by candlelight. As a young man, he failed at multiple businesses and lost several elections. In the 1850s, he became a lawyer and gained fame debating Stephen Douglas about slavery. Most people thought he was too inexperienced for national politics. In 1860, Lincoln shocked everyone by winning the Republican nomination and then the presidency. 7 states immediately left the Union. Lincoln refused to let the country split apart. He led America through its bloodiest war, the Civil War. In 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing millions of enslaved people. This transformed him from a frontier lawyer into the great emancipator. Just 5 days after the war ended in victory, Lincoln was assassinated at a theater. The boy from a log cabin had saved the Union and ended slavery, becoming America's greatest president. Lincoln's story proves that humble beginnings can lead to extraordinary greatness. Ronald Reagan's life story explained in 1 minute. Ronald Reagan was born in 1911 in Illinois. He started as a radio announcer calling baseball games, then moved to Hollywood where he starred in over 50 B movies during the 1930s and 40s. Reagan began as a liberal Democrat, but gradually shifted to become a conservative Republican. In 1966, he surprised everyone by winning the California governor's race with no political experience. In 1980, he became the 40th president of the United States. Just 70 days into his presidency, an assassin's bullet nearly killed him. Reagan's calm response and quick recovery made him a national hero. As president, Reagan launched a bold strategy to defeat the Soviet Union without firing a shot. He dramatically increased military spending, forcing the Soviets to bankrupt themselves trying to keep up. In 1987, he famously challenged Soviet leader Gorbachev to tear down this wall at the Berlin Wall. By 1989, the Berlin Wall fell and the Cold War ended peacefully. Reagan proved that sometimes an entertainer can become the statesman who changes the world. Barack Obama's life story explained in 1 minute. Barack Obama was born in 1961 in Hawaii to a white mother from Kansas and a black father from Kenya. Raised mostly by his grandmother, he struggled with his mixed-race identity. After college, Obama moved to Chicago, where he worked as a community organizer in poor neighborhoods. He then went to Harvard Law School and became the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. Returning to Chicago, Obama entered Illinois politics and won a Senate seat. In 2004, his keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention electrified the nation and made him a rising star. Just 4 years later, Obama launched an unlikely presidential campaign against Hillary Clinton. Using social media and grassroots organizing, he built a movement that inspired millions with his message of hope and change. In 2008, Obama made history by becoming America's first African-American president. He faced enormous challenges, including economic crisis and fierce opposition, but served 2 terms and transformed American politics. Obama's story proves that in America, anyone can rise to the highest office. Alexander the Great's life story explained in 1 minute. Alexander was born in 356 BC as a prince of Macedonia. His father, Philip II, was a powerful king, and his tutor was the famous philosopher Aristotle, who taught him strategy, politics, and science. When Alexander was 20, his father was assassinated at a wedding. Many thought the young prince would lose control, but Alexander quickly seized power and crushed all rebellions. At 22, he launched his legendary campaign against the massive Persian Empire. In just 13 years, Alexander conquered everything from Egypt to India, never losing a single battle. He defeated armies 10 times larger than his own through brilliant tactics and fearless leadership. Alexander didn't just conquer lands, he blended Greek and Eastern cultures, founding over 20 cities and spreading Greek knowledge across 3 continents. His empire stretched over 2 million square miles. But at 32, at the height of his power, Alexander mysteriously died in Babylon. Some say poison, others say fever. Alexander's conquests changed the world forever, spreading Greek culture and connecting East and West like never before. Dwight D. Eisenhower's life story explained in 1 minute. Did you know a farm boy from Kansas saved democracy twice? Dwight Eisenhower was born in 1890 in small-town Kansas to a poor family. He graduated from West Point Military Academy and slowly climbed the ranks. When World War II erupted, nobody expected this unknown colonel to lead anything major. But his calm leadership caught attention, and suddenly he was chosen to command D-Day, the largest military invasion in history. On June 6, 1944, Eisenhower coordinated over 150,000 troops storming the beaches of Normandy. He had to manage difficult personalities like Churchill, Stalin, and de Gaulle while planning the operation that would defeat Nazi Germany. After the war, Americans loved this humble war hero. The slogan, "I like Ike," swept the nation, and he became president in 1952. As president during the Cold War, Eisenhower again saved democracy by carefully managing nuclear tensions with the Soviet Union, avoiding World War III while building America's highway system. Eisenhower proved that steady, humble leadership could change the world forever. Napoleon Bonaparte's life story explained in 1 minute. Napoleon was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica to a middle-class family. He spoke French with a thick accent and was mocked by his classmates at military school in mainland France. In the 1790s, France was in chaos from revolution. Napoleon seized his chance and became a general at just 24 years old. His brilliant tactics crushed enemy armies across Europe. He crowned himself emperor in 1804 and conquered most of the continent. Napoleon didn't just win battles. He created new laws, schools, and roads that changed Europe forever. His legal code is still used in many countries today, but his ambition became his downfall. After a disastrous invasion of Russia, European powers united against him. He was exiled to the island of Elba in 1814. Napoleon escaped and returned for 100 days, but met his final defeat at Waterloo. He was banished to the remote island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Napoleon's story shows how one outsider's genius and ambition reshaped an entire continent forever.